Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So no, that really did happen. You did not dream it. Manchester United were spanked at Old Trafford by Tottenham, and it could have been worse. It compounds a miserable start to the season where in 8 games, Manchester United have only managed to beat Fulham, Southampton, and Barnsley. We have dropped so many points, I've already lost count, and we have suffered back-to-back defeats at home without scoring. Yes, 6-0 on aggregate in the last 2 home games in the Premier League. 3-0 against Liverpool, 3-0 against Tottenham, dropping points in the Europa League. It's not looking good right now. And will Erik ten Hag survive the year? Forget the year. Will he survive the week? Will he survive until after the international break? That's how it's looking right now. It feels like Erik ten Hag is on the edge. And I spoke on Stretford Paddock yesterday how it felt like, I don't know, remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Everton? I think it was Everton. Or Jose Mourinho against Sevilla. Definitely against Sevilla. It feels like that game where the moment changed, where everything turned, where the final nail was basically put in the coffin and just waiting to be hammered in. Because that's how it felt. It felt like a significant, not only a result, but a performance yesterday against Tottenham Hotspur. It was real bad. And we'll be getting stuck into the headlines, the latest on whether Erik ten Hag will see out the week and how long the current board will back him. Because obviously in the summer, we had all the negotiations, the discussions about whether he was going to be kept in charge. I was all for it. You know, even before the FA Cup final, I didn't base my decision off the FA Cup final win because I thought, you know, you shouldn't base it off 90 minutes or 120 minutes or whatever it turns out to be in the final. You should base it on what's gone on before. And I thought because of the injuries last season, and then obviously the back-to-back trophies as well, the third place finish in his first season, and I think the injuries that we'd suffered and the fact that he was about to get, you know, a club with a board above him that were all the right people in the right places. And you kind of wanted to see how he would get on with that network and that structure. And look, maybe some people would say he still needs time to prove it under that structure. And I think that's their point of view. That's their perspective, maybe at the moment. Although that may be a tentative one. But it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. At the start of the season, when you expect to have optimism, hope, and you looked at the first couple of fixtures and the results, like we beat Fulham, decent result. You know, it could have been more goals for Manchester United. Brighton, you know, I thought it was a decent performance. A little bit unlucky with the Xerxes Garnacho incident where the goal that could potentially be a winner was ruled out. But that happens. You then go on to lose the game. I thought the Liverpool game, I thought there were spells in that game, especially the first 30 minutes where we looked good, but ultimately weren't good enough. Got beat quite comfortably off Liverpool. A lot of individual mistakes. The Crystal Palace game, I thought that was our best performance of the season. Plenty of big chances, missed them all. But there's been no game where we've had both performance and a result, really. Not for 90 minutes anyway. And this is a team 3 years in. Now, again, you could kind of say it's still very early in the season. He needs time to gel all these players together, all those kind of things. But there just doesn't look to be any joined up thinking. You looked at that team against Tottenham and it couldn't pass. You know, it was disjointed, disorganised. In transitions, really poor. We played into Tottenham's hands. And this is a Tottenham, everyone knows how they set up. So what the hell were we doing? You know, I'm not saying go defensive by any means necessary, but play a certain way so that, you know, you're keeping it tight when they do commit bodies forward, but also you're getting bodies forward yourself. And it was just a basketball game from start to finish. The manager is apparently a huge fan of FC20, so I'm sure he watches them quite a lot. It didn't look like it when we played against them. Surely as a manager, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, you watch them a lot, you're a fan of the club. It didn't look like it. Too many tactical decisions are being made and they're not to get the best out of the team. And United are really suffering right now. And it does feel like that tide has turned. And it feels like Ten Hag's time is pretty much up. It's a shame, but And I'd love to, I'd love to see him turn it around. I'd really love to see him turn it around, but it just doesn't feel like it, especially when you look at the next couple of fixtures. Porto away, Aston Villa away. I don't see us getting anything out of either of those games. You might go to Porto, scab a draw. We're not beating Villa. Villa are a team, Villa are a unit, Villa are a well-organised team by their manager Unai Emery, who's had less than Ten Hag in the job and took over a team that were 18th in the league. People keep saying, oh, it's the same group of players that get managers sacked. The players changed pretty much all the time with most sets of managers. Maybe there was a few where there was a little bit of a crossover. But this is a whole new bunch of players. These are mainly his players. The Telegraph, James Ducker says, Erik ten Hag will remain in charge for the Porto and Aston Villa games. Focus remains on supporting the manager, his staff and players. But little doubt the pressure is building. A big week for the MUFC manager. It is a big week. Even if we were to win both games, we beat Villa away last season. I mean, it's doable. I don't see it being... it's got to that point, which is quite depressing. I've woken up in a stinking mood this Monday. A stinking mood. Check out this for a stat tweeted by Colin Miller. This was the 25th time Manchester United have conceded 3 goals or more under Erik ten Hag. 25th time. He hasn't managed us for 10 seasons. He's managed us for 2 and a month. Tweeted by Steve Bannister. Points in their last 15 Premier League games. Everton 21. Man United 19. Let that sink in. Everton, who have looked abysmal, haven't won any of the... Didn't win any of their games. I know they beat Palace recently, but they didn't win any of their first 4 or 5 games. They've got 2 more points than us in the last 15 Premier League games. 45 available, by the way. We've got just over a third of the points available. Quite frankly, not good enough. Stinks. And as I said earlier, Man United have now lost consecutive Premier League matches without scoring a goal at Old Trafford. The last time that happened, the manager, whom was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the time, was sacked. And it does feel like we're heading towards that. The only problem is we could be sleepwalking towards Gareth Southgate being Man United manager. Oh, disgusting. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Has anyone woke up feeling less pessimistic than me? Probably not. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in a bit.